Great. Welcome to the Capital Area School Development Association Virtual College Fair, and thank you for joining us. A few housekeeping announcements before we get started. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. Your cameras and microphones are both off, so the panelists cannot see nor hear you. This is the last session of the CASA Virtual Fair. So after this presentation, if you would like to get access to this recording, it will be available within a week at strivescan.com/CASDANY. And with that being said, I'd like to turn it over to our first presenter. So our representative from Plymouth State University will take over now.
Hey everyone. Just muted myself by mistake. Hi everyone, my name is Ryan Battaglia. I am the New York admissions counselor over at Plymouth State University. Thank you for joining today. I'm going to share my screen and we'll run through a quick presentation. So where is Plymouth State? We are right in central New Hampshire, so right above the NH, and we're at the base, or we call ourselves the gateway to the White Mountains, which is a national forest just north of us. So definitely more mountainous sort of New England college town vibe on campus. But just to paint a picture, if you're coming from the CASA area of New York, it's probably going to be about 6 hours to get there. We say about 5.5 from New York City. So hopefully that paints a picture for you. In terms of transportation, we do have a bus line that takes you into Boston. And then I know major trains will be going in through the Boston train stations as well. So maybe that can help you out if you're coming from New York. Major cities in the area, Manchester just an hour away. Like I said, Boston 2 hours. And sometimes students will go to Montreal for spring break when things clear up. So the size of our campus, we have about 4,000 undergrad students. It's a smaller, medium-sized type school, and that's definitely going to leverage a personable teaching experience with the professors. It is rather diverse on campus too. We do recruit from 45 different states in the US and 26 countries around the world. And then just to highlight, 96% of our students do live within a mile radius of campus. So it's not really a commuter school, and kids are staying there on the weekends. Now, as a student, you will have 6 first-year options for residence halls. You are guaranteed housing all 4 years, but typically the trend is when you're a senior, you get to move off campus and you can live in a house with some friends. And like I was saying, 96% of our students live within a mile radius of campus, and that includes those senior houses or senior apartments, more or less giving you some more freedom. All freshmen can have cars on campus as well. Now, if you are looking to come to Plymouth and you're looking for some activities outside of the classroom, we have plenty of clubs and organizations, a lot revolving around your major. So maybe the meteorological club, student nursing association, or just to name a couple. We do have a radio station on campus where communication majors get to work on. So pretty awesome things available. And obviously our location gives you availability to local ski resorts. We do $5 lift tickets to our local mountain. It's a deal we have. And then a whole outdoor center as well, where you can rent free equipment. The Silver Center of Arts, that's definitely going to be somewhere where you can see some concerts, and those theater and art performance students will perform there. If you're interested in athletic, we have 25 NCAA Division III teams. Brand new sports that we have is a men's swimming and diving team. We have a brand new track field as well, and a brand new indoor track and a brand new turf field. We have plenty of club teams as well if you're looking for less competitive edge, and then same as goes for intramural sports. Now, in terms of your major in academics, we definitely excel with business, criminal justice, and education. Those are definitely our most popular and notable majors. We do have, a history in education because we used to be called Plymouth Teachers College. So literally teaching teachers is definitely our bread and butter. Some interesting majors: adventure education, nursing, meteorology. Nursing, meteorology are special requirement majors, so make sure you look that up. And you can create your own major as well. And that's called interdisciplinary studies. Now, talk a little bit more of our teaching approach here at Plymouth. We have a program called integrated clusters. So you can just take a quick look at this slide, but Integrated clusters, in a sense, are cross major projects that are working with real companies, real organizations outside of campus, but your classroom experience is focusing on and learning how to improve certain practices within those businesses or organizations. So you could be working with a local business to do graphic design, maybe translating to French because of the French Canadian tourism coming down from Montreal. But these are all those subject matters, and there's a multitude of projects you can choose for your cluster project. So I advise you to look that up online, or if you have any questions, to reach out to me. Now, applying to Plymouth, we're available on the Common App. It does require a $50 fee and that essay. And then we have our Panther application, which is on our website. That's free, and the essay is more open-ended. But when you're applying, what type of students are we looking for? We want to see you're definitely engaged outside of the classroom, whether it's a job, participating in clubs or organizations, sports, whatever that is. And then on average, we do have a student applying with about a 3.0 GPA. We do reward students with their good grades. And if you're an out-of-state student, these are kind of the GPA merit scholarships you will qualify for. So we are rolling admissions as well. So keep that in mind when you're applying. It could help you out in the long run and maybe get you some more scholarship money. And then as an out-of-state student, you're going to be looking at about $36,296, and that's like a very sticker price before any sort of aid. Here are my contact details. I put those in the chat as well, but please reach out. I'd be happy to talk to you and help you out through the college process.
Thank you, Ryan. And again, for our audience, that was Plymouth State University. Now we're going to move on into our next representative, who is from St. A College.
Hey everyone, how are you? Gonna put my contact information in the chat, and give me 1 second to share my screen. Awesome. So just want to introduce myself. My name is Rich Perez. I'm one of the admission counselors at St. Anselm's College. We're located in Manchester, New Hampshire. If you look at, kind of the northeast picture in the middle, right where that star is located. For everyone coming from the CASDA region or Albany region, we're about 3.5 hours, which really isn't that bad. Also, one thing that I always love to talk about with our location, we can provide, our students with so many great opportunities. For example, we're about 1.5 hours from the beach, or 1.5 hours from the White Mountain region that Ryan talked a little bit about before. And, again, we're only 1.5 hours from, downtown Boston. So we can just provide so many different opportunities for our students. Talking a little bit more about our size, we're a small liberal arts school with a campus of a little over 2,000 students. 92% of our students do live on campus, so we're your true residential institution. We do guaranteed housing for all 4 years, and freshmen are allowed to bring their cars on campus, which is kind of cool. We really excel in that small individualized attention. So our average class size is about 18 students, but our student to faculty ratio is about 11:1. So like I said, we really excel in that small individualized attention. Speaking of some extracurricular activities, some things that we are kind of known for right on our campus, we have the New Hampshire Institute of Politics. So, we take our politics very serious in the great state of New Hampshire. We've had every president on campus since JFK. Every 4 years, we host the New Hampshire the primaries right on our campus. So if you were interested in politics, St. A's is definitely a great place, for you to be. 99% of our students, have graduated, participate in some sort of, full employment, continue their education, or participating in some sort of service or military experience. So we try as best as we can to get our students that hands-on experience to help them, get that job or continue on, their education after graduation. Talking a little bit more about our academics. So like I said, being a small liberal arts school, we offer a wide variety of different academic programs. We offer 49 majors, 53 minors, 6 pre-professional programs. Some of our more popular programs, nursing, politics, like I said before, education, criminal justice are some of our more popular programs. And then last slide, just really kind of talking a little bit more about the application process. We do have 3 different options when it comes to applying. Early decision has a deadline of December 1st. Typically, our students will have a decision within the first week, 2 weeks in January. Early action has a deadline of November 15th. Typically, our students will have a decision again within the first week, 2 weeks in January. And then our regular decision deadline is February 1st, where students will have a decision, in the middle of March. Just to kind of talk a little bit more about our average GPAs and stuff like that, I will start with nursing. Our nursing GPA, like I said, is our most competitive program. Average GPA is about a 3.6. All of our averages are listed below that in terms of test score requirements. This year, we were SAT, ACT optional for nursing. We still are in the process of having a conversation of what we're going to do for next year. So, just keep checking our website, for more updated information. If you were interested in nursing, you would be required to apply either early decision or early action. And then for all of our other programs, our average GPA is about a 3.3, so a little less competitive, solid B+ average student. And then, like I said, below are listed all of our, test requirements, but we are optional. So at this point, I will stop sharing my screen. If anyone does have any questions, feel free to utilize the Q&A feature. Hopefully we'll see you guys on campus.
Thank you, Richard, for talking to us a little bit about St. A College. And I do want to reinforce a little bit about what Richard said at the end. Use that Q&A feature to communicate with our panelists right now. They would love to answer your questions. With that being said, I'll go ahead and move on into our next panelist. And I'm really excited to announce Maine Maritime Academy. So please take the floor, Elizabeth.
Thank you so much. And thank you all for joining us from wherever you're able to join, kind of in the middle of your school day. So my name is Elizabeth Adelphi. I'm going to be telling you a little bit more about Maine Maritime Academy. So we are located right in the center of the Maine coast, about an hour away from Bangor, which is the closest city to us. More importantly, an hour away from Acadia National Park. So if you like to hike, there's a lot of opportunity there. And almost the most important part of our geographic location is what you see in the central image right here, our working waterfront, which is a huge component to our campus, if not the very heart of our campus. You can see here a picture of our training vessel, the 500-foot long State of Maine, and you can also see the different vessels that our students will use. So a couple different things about Maine Maritime Academy. We are a reasonably small campus located right on the coast of Maine. As I said, we're at about 950 undergraduates. And because we're at that small level, then we're able to sort of get those different hands-on components with those professors. We do also offer 23 different degree programs ranging from engineering to ocean studies, international business and logistics, as well as transportation, huge focus on that, of course. And embedded within those different types of programs that we offer are 7 professional licensing opportunities. And just a couple other things about us, there are tons of opportunities to get involved on campus, off campus, and so many different ways to get involved down at the waterfront. So whether or not you're getting some of those professional licenses from the US Coast Guard, you're able to still access the waterfront and access all the different vessels we have down at our working waterfront. As I mentioned before, these are the 4 primary areas of study that our students get to pursue: engineering, transportation, management, and ocean studies. And you'll notice that maritime theme sort of threads throughout all 4 of our academic departments. So if you're interested in one of those sort of STEM programs and you like hands-on classes, then you will definitely find a good home here at Maine Maritime Academy. Hands-on is really a hallmark of our education. In fact, we really like to follow that learn, do, teach model. So you're going to learn all these different skills and this knowledge base in your classes. Then you're going to go and do it either in your labs, on your summer opportunities, either with us aboard our training vessels or out in the industry on an internship on a co-op. I'll mention more about that in just a second. And then hopefully that you'll come back and you'll either pass that information along to the underclassmen on those same summer opportunities, or just make sure that you have those skills sort of solidified for you. One thing I wanted to mention for sure is our Regiment of Midshipmen. So for our marine engineering students and marine transportation students who are getting those unlimited Coast Guard licenses, those are the largest licenses you can get from the Coast Guard, and they allow you to work aboard any size vessel in any waters all over the world. So in order to get those licenses, our students then need to be in uniform, in this uniform student body as a requirement from the Coast Guard. Though our students are not going into the military, it certainly gives off that appearance. There are options to go into the Navy, into the Marine Corps, go into the Naval Reserves, and I can tell you more about that in another time. But for the most part, our students graduate and will go on to become commercial mariners working aboard cargo vessels, tankers, you name it, that type of thing. So about 65% of our student is in this uniform student body. For everybody else, it's voluntary. And we do have students from all majors opt in. Some folks really, really like the structure and the additional leadership opportunities the regiment affords. The other piece I wanted to mention, so we keep you pretty busy, especially during your summers. This is where you're able to apply a lot of those great skills and that knowledge base to your industry. So whether or not you're out, like I said, aboard one of our training vessels, getting those sea days, getting those different Coast Guard requirements down pat, or you're out working with a professional company, doing that co-op experience, doing that internship, everything that you're doing here is gearing you towards that career. So that way, by the time you graduate, very many of our students, as you can see here, have that job offer in hand. In fact, lots of our students tend to have more than one offer, which is pretty stellar that at age 22, they've got a couple different directions they can go in if they'd like. This is a small selection of some of the companies our students have gone on to work for. So you can see there's really a wide variety, all the way from Tesla to things like Transocean, Amazon, General Dynamics. And our Career Services Department does a great job at connecting you with these different types of departments. So that way, you know, you're not just left up to your own devices to make sure that you're getting those different experiences, you're getting that sea time. Another thing I wanted to mention, so we aren't just about summer job opportunities or the academics that you'll have on campus, but there are some varsity Division III level sports teams that you can get involved in, either to play or to cheer on. It's a great time either way. And we do have a variety of club as well as intramural options too. So there's a lot of fun ways to blow off some steam around campus. Last, I just wanted to leave you with some of our rankings in the last couple of years. I'm really proud of being most transformative college, #2. I think a lot of that comes from the unique experiences our students get here at our campus. Last, thank you so much for joining us on this afternoon. I'll throw my information on the chat, but you can see my email as well as the general admissions email. Please reach out to us with whatever questions you've got. Thank you. Have a good rest of your afternoon.
Great, thank you, Elizabeth, for talking to us a little bit more about Maine Maritime Academy. Next up, we have the University of Maine at Machias.
Perfect. Hi, my name is Kaylee Clark, and I am an admissions counselor for the University of Maine at Machias. I am just getting my little presentation going. Sorry, it is taking a second. I don't know if you can see my, okay. So the University of Maine at Machias is located in Machias, Maine. That is about 3 hours north of Portland, 5.5 hours north of Boston, or 8.5 hours northeast of New York City. We are on the bold coast of Maine, located about an hour and a half from Bangor, Maine, and then about an hour and 10 minutes from Acadia National Park. We have 750 total students, which makes our student to faculty ratio 11:1 with an average class size of 13. So super small, super personable. You're going to really get to know your professors and other students. 99% of our students do receive some form of financial aid, whether that be from the admissions department or from the financial aid department. We were ranked one of the top 30 LGBTQ friendly campuses in the United States per the Campus Pride Index. 75% of our students are from Maine, and then the other 25% are out of state and international students. We are always looking to hike that number up though. We have 77% of our graduates right now were employed within their field within the first year of graduating. We are the regional campus for the flagship university in Maine, the University of Maine. And through our partnership, or through us being the regional campus of them, we have over 407 study abroad programs and many 4+1 programs, which means that you have an accelerated master's program for 1 year. So no matter what program you're in, it's going to be hands-on from day one. We are a very career-focused program or school, and where you're creating a lot of professional connections just through your labs and your classes. Oops, sorry. So these are all of our degree programs. Just to highlight some majors, I would say that our most popular majors are probably marine biology, wildlife biology, conservation law, education, environmental geographic information science, and psychology. So we offer a lot of scholarships, like I mentioned before. We do offer 99% of our students some form of financial aid. For out-of-state students, the sticker price is about $27,000, but you'll never pay that. And then you can see on the screen some of the options for out-of-state scholarships. And then we do have early college. Early college is just getting a jump start on your college career. You can work with your, or you can take courses at the college and graduate with like a certificate in a major that you're interested in. These are available to out-of-state students as well as our in-state students. So you can start your college career early and pay less money, essentially, take less time. So we do have a free application. We are test optional, and we do have rolling admissions. You can apply through the Common App, our UMM specific app, or the University of Maine systems application. We need your transcripts and a couple of other things. But yeah, and then the last thing that I'll say is that in 2021 and 2022, we are going to be offering single occupancy housing to everyone. We will be on campus. We just announced that about a week and a half ago. And so you can have a single, you don't need to have a roommate if you don't want to. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. Next up, we have Adelphi University.
Hi, everybody. My name is Jade. Just give me one moment here. So my name is Jade, and I'm an assistant director of admissions for Adelphi University, located in Garden City, New York. So Garden City is on Long Island, approximately 10 minutes from Queens and about a 40-minute train ride to New York City. So we are a medium-sized private university with around 5,300 undergraduate students. They're coming from 64 different countries and 43 different states, but we're still able to keep our average class size down to around 21 students with a student to faculty ratio of 10:1. On campus, we have 6 academic schools. So that's going to range from things like the performing arts, so music, dance, theater, as well as our most popular major, which is our nursing major. So it is a direct entry program. So if you are coming to Adelphi directly from high school, there are no additional requirements that you would have to complete. As long as you are admitted into the university, you would be directly admitted into our nursing program your freshman year. Other popular majors include those within our School of Business, which we are AACSB accredited, as well as our education major. So that is a 4+1 program that allows you to get both your bachelor's degree and your master's degree in 5 years. Additionally, some new programs that we have on campus include our ethics and public policy major. So that is an interdisciplinary major that is made up of political science classes, philosophy, and economics classes. So that's a great option for students who are interested in possibly pursuing a law degree 1 year. We also have a concentration in pre-law and pre-health studies. And one of our newest and most popular majors is our health sciences major. That has a number of different concentrations, including biomedical, as well as healthcare administration and leadership. We have a few signature and support programs on campus. So we have an honors college. My personal favorite is our Levelmore Global Scholars Program. So that allows students to take their general education requirements and have them focus more on a global emphasis. So things like social justice and global change. We even have non-government status with the United Nations. So our students are able to go in and work in the conference rooms there. For support programs, we have Bridges to Adelphi, which is for students on the autism spectrum. We offer social, educational, and vocational support for students. We even have a sensory room on campus. Our learning resource program is for students with a documented learning disability or ADHD, and we offer both social and educational support for those students in that program. So both the Bridges to Adelphi and learning resource program are fee-for-service programs. But we do have the student access office on campus, which is free for students for any type of accommodation they might need, including testing accommodations or note-taking accommodations. Adelphi offers a number of joint degree programs. So there is a QR code on this slide. You can scan that and that will bring you to our joint degree program page to get more detailed information about these programs. But essentially, Adelphi has a partnership with these prestigious universities, which allows our students to continue their education with them, whether they're interested in dentistry or law or engineering, whatever it may be. One of the things that we like to talk about that makes Adelphi unique is definitely our hands-on learning approach. So you'll see in the top 2 pictures on this slide, the first is going to be our trading room on campus. So that is a class you can take within our finance major. Our students are actually trading real money in real time on the stock market from an alumni fund. So if you make a bad investment, it's okay. You won't owe your professor any money. The same is going to go though, if you make a good investment, it's going to go back to the fund. The other picture you'll see is for our nursing students. We have a state-of-the-art simulation lab with lifelike mannequins. They talk, they sweat, they bleed. One of them gives birth. So it's a great way to get some hands-on experience so you can apply your skills before going out into the world. The other thing that makes Adelphi unique is our wild bunnies that run around campus. So like I mentioned, we are located very close to New York City. There's a train station within walking distance that'll get you to the city within 40 minutes for internship opportunities, job opportunities, or just things to do on the weekend. But you're able to come back to Adelphi, which is a registered arboretum. So it's beautiful green spaces with, like I mentioned, wild bunnies, flowers, trees, and plants all around campus. So a nice relaxing environment once you get back. This is our university center, which was just renovated and opened up in January. So we added in more meeting and collaboration spaces, an award-winning dining hall, as well as a full Starbucks on campus for students. And finally, we have what you would need to apply to Adelphi. So we accept applications on the Adelphi website as well as the Common App. There's no preference, it's whatever's easier for you. Last year's incoming class had an average GPA of around a 3.5, which is equivalent to an 88 or a B+ average. We have gone test optional through spring 2023, but when we did require testing, our average testing was around a 1200 for the SAT, which is equivalent to a 24-25 on the ACT. We do offer rolling admissions, so if there are any seniors today, there is still time to apply for the fall semester. Otherwise, for juniors and sophomores moving forward, you can keep in mind that we have a December 1st early action deadline, which would get you an admissions decision within 1 month. So by January 1st, you'll know if you're accepted to Adelphi, so you can start planning for that. We are a private university, so our tuition was around $41,000, but automatic consideration for scholarship is available for students up to $28,000. And if anyone has any questions, you can feel free to reach out to us either online or by phone.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jade, for talking to us a little bit about Adelphi University. Next up, we have Union College.
Hi, everyone. Now I'm going to bring you into the Capital District, a local school for most of you. So Union College was founded in 1795. We're located in Schenectady. Schenectady, as many of you know, is a small city, about 67,000 people, about 20 minutes from Albany. So definitely in the Capital District, and our students take advantage of all sorts of things going on in this area. We are a school of 2,200 students with programs ranging from the performing arts to humanities and social sciences to STEM fields. About half of our students are going to be majoring in a STEM field, including one of our 4 ABET accredited engineering programs. About half of our students will be majoring in something in the humanities or the social sciences. Union is definitely the type of environment where you can pursue a number of different academic interests. About 80% of our students will be following more than one academic discipline. So it's a type of program that you'll be able to double major or minor, or select one of our interdisciplinary programs or interdepartmental programs. Programs such as environmental science, policy, and engineering, or biomedical engineering, or Latin American studies, or Asian studies. So programs that pull courses from a number of different academic departments. The beauty of Union is that when you're applying to the college. You're not applying into a specific academic program unless you're looking at our accelerated medical program with Albany Med, or accelerated law program with Albany Law. But all other students are coming into Union. And so you have some time once you get onto campus to figure out exactly how you want to pursue the number of different interests that you have. We're a small school, so our classes are small. Our average introductory classes are about 21 students, and upper level classes average 14 students. I was talking to one of our seniors the other day, and she has 3 classes this term, just of 7 or 8 students each. So they certainly are small. You get to know the other students in your class, and you certainly connect with the professors, which is, I think, one of the highlights of the programs for our Union students. All classes at Union are taught by the professors because we are strictly an undergraduate college. Our professors, however, are also all doing research. And so you will have these connections being made with faculty, and have faculty mentors who are going to serve as your advisors, who are going to perhaps include you in the research that they're doing, and perhaps lead one of the study abroad programs that you take advantage of. So those connections are really very strong. There are a couple of immersive experiences that many of our students partake in. Number one, I mentioned the research that takes place on the faculty side, but our students are also getting very involved with research. So you're getting those hands-on applications of what you're learning in the classroom. I want to emphasize that 80% of our students will conduct undergraduate research. These programs range in every academic department, from the music and theater to economics and political science, to the languages, to the biology and chemistry labs, to certainly programs within the engineering. So if you have an idea of what you would like to study more in depth, these individual research projects certainly is one way to do that. 85% of our students will take or have internships at some point during their 4 years. Some of the students will work in the local area. We have about 40 internships within walking distance of campus, but certainly our political science students will head down to Albany and work in the state offices. But we have students who are going around the country and around the world. So GE, Stanley Black & Decker, Texas Instruments, PricewaterhouseCoopers, all sorts of opportunities to have, again, that hands-on experience to figure out exactly where your path will take you. About 97% of our students within 6 months of graduation are either employed or heading to graduate school or doing some other fantastic programs like joining the Peace Corps or serving in the military if they've been involved with one of our ROTC programs. The other piece at Union is we do want students to have an appreciation and an understanding of various cultures. About 60% of our students do study abroad. Many of the programs that our students take advantage of are union-based programs. So this is where you are traveling with a small cohort of union students and a union faculty member. Again, a great way to make those deep, deep connections. Students from all academic programs take advantage of our study abroad programs. So our engineers are studying abroad as frequently as students who are majoring, for instance, in the languages. We have an inclusive campus. We have about 130 clubs and organizations, everything from the beekeeping club to the ski club to many, many community service opportunities within the local area. The unique program at Union is our Minerva house system. So there are a system of 7 houses and every incoming first-year student is assigned to one of the Minervas. And they plan so many events and programs, something going on almost every day of the academic year in one of the Minerva houses. That's a student-run organization, so another way for you to develop your leadership skills, which is so important. As students from the local area, you'll be happy to know that about 92% of our students are staying in college housing all 4 years. 99% of our students are union-based students. So not many commuters, though if you're from the local area, you certainly will be able to get home easily, but certainly still have a pretty amazing experience while at Union. The other thing that I just want to mention is we use the Common and the Coalition app, but most importantly, we do meet 100% of the demonstrated financial need of all students who are admitted to Union. So the cost might be high, but we have a lot of students who come to Union and pay no more than other institutions. Thanks so much. I'm going to add my information to the chat.
Thank you so much, Susan, for talking to us a little bit more about what's offered at Union College. Well, folks, we're going to transition to a quick Q&A session so you can hear a bit of advice from our panelists right now. So we're going to go in the same order that we presented. So we'll be starting off with Plymouth State University. But the first question is, what advice would you give someone going through the college search process?
So for the college search process, I'd figure out what type of campus you're looking for, whether it's a city, rural setting. I think that's number one thing, because if you are going to be living on campus, especially us, most of the colleges here are pretty good distance away. So figure out where you want to be for the next 4 years. Awesome.
Thank you for that. Next up is St. Ainslem College.
Perfect. So I would say, as best as you can, try to have fun with this process. I think, kind of looking at schools and visiting campus and even right in the middle of a pandemic, this could be a very stressful process. But I think if you were to take a step back and have fun with it, it makes the college search process that much better.
Absolutely. Definitely recognizing the times is important there. Next up is Maine Maritime Academy.
The best advice I can give is use your resources, and it's easy to not know what those resources are, but focus on the people. So those people include your guidance counselors. That is what they're there for, to help you just understand what options are out there. And once you've sort of narrowed down some options, use us, admissions counselors. We are your number one sort of advocate and resource on our campus, and we love to talk about our schools. So definitely be in touch with the people.
Absolutely. Thank you for that, Elizabeth. Next up, we have the University of Maine at Machias.
Yeah, I would just say to one, go to, I know people have already said this, but go to campus. I always talk about the way I found the university that I went to was I felt the same way when I put my wedding dress on and found my wedding dress. You have to try it on or whatever, go to campus to know if you truly want to be there for 4 years or if you want, 1,000 pictures in the dress for ever. but to just go to campus and also, you know, go there because you want to, not because your friend's going there or your parents want you to. Think of some characteristics that you want about a school and then find schools based on those characteristics.
Thanks, Kaylee. That's great advice for just thinking about that personal fit for these students in the long run. Next up, we have Adelphi University.
Sure. So kind of to just mirror what Kaylee said, I always recommend students to just get on campus, walk around and see how you feel. I feel like students have a really great opportunity right now because so many schools have gone online with virtual tours. So maybe you could tour a bunch of schools that you might not have thought to visit, or maybe you just didn't have the time to drive there in the meantime. So take advantage of all the virtual options that schools are offering right now. And if schools offer any like summer pre-college programs or any opportunities to really try it out for maybe a week or two, that's a great way to get involved and see if it's going to be a good fit for you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jade. And then last up, we have Union College.
It's very hard to follow other people who have given such good advice. So I'm just trying to like mirror everything. Know yourself, know what's of importance to you as you're starting your search, but take advantage of the virtual experiences and opportunities to get onto campus because, you know, you really have to feel comfortable. But to lastly, echo Richard's idea, have fun in this process. There are so many wonderful institutions out there. There is not just one school that you're going to be able to excel out. There are probably many. And so you just have to get a feel for all of those things.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Susan. Now we're going to transition into another question that I think is actually really fun for our audience to hear and just thinking about what is offered on campus. So we're going to go in the same order. We're going to come back to Plymouth State University. And how about you share, what is your favorite event and tradition on campus?
There's definitely a few of them, and I'll point the one out. This is this picture right here is called Rounds Tower. Some classrooms are held there, but on the top you can see the points, and we don't know who does it, but each fall, like each season during the fall, someone goes up and puts pumpkins on those points. We don't know if it's you know, the rock climbing club or what, but definitely a mystery on campus and something you'll notice if you get to visit.
Yeah, that sounds like a fun tradition, and it's funny that it's kind of still anonymous. Next up, we have St. Ainslem College.
Yeah, so being a Catholic college, we take Christmas and our Christmas spirit very, very, very seriously. So every year we have a giant gingerbread house making competition. Where students need to start lining up at like 4 a.m. to start collecting all their materials to build gingerbread houses. So that is probably one of my favorite traditions on campus.
Yeah, if something can't get you in the Christmas spirit, then why not a gingerbread house? Next up, we have Maine Maritime Academy.
So my favorite event on campus is what kicks off our semesters in the fall. So in the fall, all students, no matter if they're getting those large Coast Guard licenses or not, jump off of our ship. So you can kind of see it behind me. I'll try to move out of the way, but they all go to the stern of the ship. They follow our president and everybody jumps off sort of as that rite of passage. And it is a riot.
Awesome. Thank you, Elizabeth. Next up, we have the University of Maine at Machias.
Yeah, one of the really fun events on campus is they do this thing called the Greek Games, where the Greek life on campus competes in, I'm doing quotes because I don't know that I would consider these things sporting events, but like one of the events is that two students, they volunteer, get into a canoe with life jackets on, and they have like those big like Q-tip looking things, and they try to hit each other off the canoe in our pond. It's very fun and funny, and a lot of people go and watch. So I think that that is probably my favorite event and tradition on campus.
That is really neat. Next up, we have Adelphi University.
Sure. So I think one of the coolest traditions that they have at Adelphi is every Halloween in Chapman Hall, which is one of our residence halls, they actually have a competition to see who can make the scariest like haunted house by floor. So there's a big competition every year for whatever reason, I guess because the the highest floor has upperclassmen. They always seem to win, but it's a really cool tradition for the students to go all out and just deck out the residence halls with decorations.
Awesome. Thank you, Jade. And then last but not least, we'll wrap up with Union College.
So one of the most recent additions, events on campus is the Dutchman Dip, which happens at the end of the winter term. So think upstate New York, end of February. It's a fundraiser and it is basically a water slide. So from our president down to athletic teams to people who rally their clubs and organizations, they do the Dutchman Dip in order to raise money for people at Union who are suffering from cancer. So it's a wonderfully wonderful event, but something that you will never see me jumping into a pool of water in February in upstate New York. So it is a fun event though.
Absolutely. That sounds very cold. Well, thank you so much, y'all. I think that brings us to the end of this webinar. And I just want to take a second to first thank our panelists for being here, for sharing all the information that they have about their wonderful institutions, and for our audience as well, for taking the time to explore these colleges and get to know what your options are in the long run. Well, in final thoughts, I also want to say that once you close this window, there's going to be a very quick link to a 4-question survey, and we'd appreciate any feedback that you could provide. This is the last session for this fair, so thank you for joining us. And if you would like to access it, in about a week is going to be available at stripescan.com/CASDANY. So thank you so much, everyone, and have a great rest of your afternoon or morning, wherever you are right now.
All right, everyone. Thank you.
Bye-bye.